everybody please stand and welcome the entering class of PhD graduate students at Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine. Good afternoon, students, faculty, parents, family, and friends, and welcome to Seeds of Discovery, our third annual PhD White Lab Coat Ceremony at Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine. I'm Paul McDonald, the Associate Dean for Graduate Education in the School of Medicine, and I'm thrilled to have you all here enjoying this beautiful day in Cleveland and joining us at this very special event that begins the new academic year for our graduate programs. The purpose of Seeds of Discovery is to formally recognize and welcome this entering class of PhD students as they begin their studies and training in biomedical research at the School of Medicine. While hundreds of white coat ceremonies are held throughout U.S. medical schools each year to recognize medical students, Case Western Reserve University is one of only a handful of schools that also recognize their PhD students in this type of ceremony. The title Seeds of Discovery is taken from a quote that is often attributed to the famous 19th century American physicist Joseph Henry. The seeds of great discovery are constantly floating around us, but they only take root in minds well prepared to receive them. This Seeds of Discovery ceremony proclaims the value that our PhD students bring to the School of Medicine and the significance of these young scientists in fulfilling the research mission of the School of Medicine and indeed the overall mission of the entire university. It also affirms our commitment to these students to provide the best educational approaches, training experiences, and individualized skill development that will prepare their minds not only for uncovering groundbreaking biomedical research discoveries, but to become the future leaders of academic, industrial, and other research-intensive professions. The Seeds of a Discovery serves to welcome you as our junior colleagues into the biomedical research profession. This is your first step on that path to this profession. Webster defines profession as a calling requiring specialized knowledge and often long and intensive academic preparation. I'm pretty sure you guys know the long, intensive academic preparation part. I wanted to focus a little bit more on the calling part. So you have all been called at some level to this research profession at Case Western Reserve University. Your undergraduate and summer research experiences in state-of-the-art labs across the country likely ignited some of those early flames and drove your early passions to research and uncovering insights into complex biological processes. Your dedication, your work ethic, your sacrifices in those early years have resulted in your admission to our PhD programs in the School of Medicine. And now that you are here, you are probably going to continue to sacrifice, work hard, and study intensively. But it's really incumbent upon us, the faculty and the administration, to nurture those early seeds of curiosity and excitement, to allow them to sprout by providing modern educational experiences, cutting-edge research training, and sound, thoughtful, compassionate, meaningful mentoring. And finally, to promote the growth and development of those seedlings into mature research scientists by providing the professional skills and leadership experiences needed in today's research enterprise system. And so we are here to celebrate you and the beginning of your journey into this profession and to pursue you, and to support your pursuit of this calling. This is an exciting moment for me and for the School of Medicine. I love this event. I love this day. It is one of those sometimes seemingly rare moments where you can just step back away from all the stuff that comes along with programs and program administration and truly enjoy the students, the faculty, the staff, and the leaders of this amazing educational and research enterprise that is Case Western Reserve University. This is a day to focus on all the positives, reflect on all the great accomplishments of our past and all of our current students, and reflect on all, and to celebrate the new energy, enthusiasm, ideas, and contributions that you will all bring to our classrooms, laboratories, scientific conferences, and social gatherings. Importantly, we are here together now to celebrate this group of PhD students, a truly international, diverse, and accomplished collection of young scholars. There are a total of 81 students entering PhD programs in the School of Medicine this year. 69 students are in the PhD phase and 12 students from the Medical Scientist Training Program or the dual MD-PhD degree track. These 12 students are currently entering their third year or the PhD phase of this dual degree training program. Of the 81 total students, 53% are male and 47% are female. They come from 6 different countries, including China, India, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Egypt, and the US, including Puerto Rico and the Philippines. 65 of you come from 20 different states, including California, Florida, Alaska, Colorado, Oregon, Iowa, Nevada, and a host of others. 22% are from the great state of Ohio, and 7 of them, or about 9%, are from our nationally recognized undergraduate school here at Case Western Reserve University. You come to us from other highly prestigious undergraduate institutions, including Princeton, Berkeley, Chapel Hill, Washington University, Dartmouth, Johns Hopkins, and many others. The richness and diversity of this group of entering PhD students is going to add tremendous value to the intellectual environment here in the School of Medicine, and we are all looking forward to reaping that harvest. The unique, multicultural, and robust scholarly atmosphere at Case Western Reserve is a direct result of the leadership of this institution, the School of Medicine, and the individual PhD granting departments and programs. Their forward-thinking approaches and responsiveness to the needs of our students in this continually evolving and often very challenging national biomedical research landscape are major assets of this institution. I wanted to specifically welcome and thank our institutional and School of Medicine administrative leaders for their attendance today and their strong support of Seeds of Discovery. Provost and Executive Vice President of Case Western Reserve University, Dr. William Bud Baselak. Vice President for Inclusion, Diversity, and Equal Opportunity, Dr. Marilyn Mobley. Executive Director for External Relations, Jason Gray, and Vice President Vice Dean for Finance in the School of Medicine, Chris Masadi. Thank you all for coming. And let's not forget our own Dean of the School of Medicine, Dr. Pam Davis. I wanted to recognize, again, all of the chairs and graduate program directors that are attending and participating in Seeds of Discovery. These are some of the greatest minds in the nation and also some of the busiest people in the world. They're out there sitting amongst their students and will help them into their new lab coats in a few moments. This symbolism is obvious, but the reality is these program leaders care deeply about their students, their progression through the various programs, and they are committed to their success at Case Western Reserve University and beyond. I wanted to welcome the faculty in attendance today. Your dedication, enthusiasm, mentorship, and passion for research are key ingredients nurturing these young scientists and are instrumental for their continued growth and development. Thank you for coming today. Finally, I want to take a moment to welcome and recognize the parents, family members, partners, and friends that are here with us today, as well as those that were unable to attend. We have close to 100 in attendance today, some traveling from as far away as Florida and North Carolina to be here with us at this event. We got to know them a little bit better at the family and guest luncheon this afternoon, and they also got a chance to hear from several of our BGSO students about what their students will be experiencing throughout their PhD training period here. These students would not be out here without your continual, lifelong support, encouragement, and love. Life provides us all with a stream of joys and sorrows, successes and failures, blessings and calamities. The love and support that family and friends provide is the rudder that keeps us upright, afloat, and moving steadily through that stream. Would all the parents, family members, partners, and friends of the students please stand and be recognized by us all. So I began this session with a quote from a 19th century physicist, and I wanted to end with a quote from a modern day physicist. Our family movie night this past Tuesday was The Theory of Everything. Have you all heard that, seen that movie? I love this quote by Stephen Hawking that ended the movie. In reflecting on his passions for understanding the origins and expansion of the universe and his lifelong battle with ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, he states, "It is clear that we are just an advanced breed of primates on a minor planet orbiting around a very average star in the outer suburb of one among 100 billion galaxies. But ever since the dawn of civilization, people have craved for an understanding of the underlying order of the world. There ought to be something very special about the boundary conditions of the universe, and what could be more special than that there is no boundary? And there should be no boundary to human endeavor. We are all different. However bad life may seem, there is always hope you can do and succeed at something. While there is life, there is hope. I hope your experience here at Case Western Reserve University is filled with success, and that your life journey is not limited by boundaries that you and others might impose along the way." Again, a final welcome to everybody attending this ceremony. I wish you all a grand, rewarding, and memorable experience today. Thank you. So now it's a great pleasure for me to introduce Dean Pamela B. Davis as today's keynote speaker for Seeds of Discovery. Dr. Davis received her BS in chemistry from Smith College and her PhD in physiology and pharmacology and her MD from Duke University. She moved to Case Western Reserve University in the early 80s to direct the Cystic Fibrosis Research Center and pursued her research interests on cystic fibrosis disease. She was chief of the Pediatric Pulmonary Division at Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital for over 20 years. Dean Davis has published more than 150 original articles. She holds 7 U.S. patents and is founding scientist of Copernicus Therapeutics. She has been continually funded by the NIH for over 30 years and was inducted into the Cleveland Medical Hall of Fame and the Ohio Women's Hall of Fame. Dr. Davis was named Dean of the School of Medicine at Case Western Reserve University and Vice President for Medical Affairs in 2007. She has led the school through sometimes treacherous waters with an intellect and professional style that is second to none. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dean Davis to the podium.
Well, thank you, Paul. And thank you for inviting me to speak today. I'm really proud to welcome another excellent class of scientists and researchers. Your future is bright with opportunity. What you learn over the next few years, and more important, what you discover over your lifetime, will be integral to the advancement of medicine. Some of you will remain in the lab conducting studies at a very basic level, and some of you will eventually contact the clinic, interacting with patients and being inspired by their stories, and conducting studies that benefit patients quite directly. But even if you never meet a patient, or even if the patients never learn the names of those whose research make their treatments or discoveries possible, your biomedical discoveries will influence their lives. Now, at Case Western Reserve, we ask you to think beyond the possible. So I want you to consider what that really means at this stage of your education. Many students have learned to expect in their undergraduate time that their teachers will distill information for them, then provide it to them so they can memorize it. This ceremony marks the end of those days, if they ever existed. Not only does the School of Medicine believe that the students should be junior colleagues, but we also believe that learning is best if the student uncovers the information him or herself and places it into his or her own intellectual construct. You will earn and learn information for yourselves and for the benefit of others. Now, graduate school, especially in the biomedical sciences, is not just a continuation at an advanced level of your undergraduate degree. We will expect you to take charge of your own education and foster your own intellectual curiosity, scholarship, and critical thinking. Here you will learn to work with experts and peers, collaborate on ideas, and become your own teachers. You will direct your own paths and decide what you want to pursue. Now, your colleagues and your mentors will be guides and partners, but you will have to take responsibility for your own development. Your ideas and discoveries don't just impact the future, they are the future. You will uncover knowledge that no one else has ever seen. Sometimes these discoveries will be the result of serendipity and acute observation. Everyone knows the classic story of the discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming in 1928. But we have examples here of students whose controls gave unexpected results and gave rise to their entire PhD thesis. On the other hand, sometimes your discoveries will be the result of years of meticulous research, gradually moving forward. Isaac Newton was initially led to the foundations of calculus by following seemingly unrelated paths. He spent decades working out the details of a new and significant system of mathematics that would influence math and science far into the future. But in the end, he actually created a new system. So whether it's fortuitous or whether it's a progressive investigation, there are actions of people who thought beyond the possible and changed the world. This is what you need to work towards throughout your career. You will not be working alone. We are very proud that modern scientific research, especially here at CWRU, has become a model for successful collaboration and partnership. Your colleagues, including your professors, will expect you to think and act with professionalism, integrity, self-motivation, and to approach others with an open mind. The complex problems we tackle today often demand that investigators from many disciplines come together to work out a problem. This university is rich with experts in engineering, statistics, mathematics, and the social sciences, as well as our biomedical stars. What can you learn from them, as well as from your own mentors in your own little area? Now, I have a word not for our students, but for all of the parents, family, and friends who are supporting them. The word is thank you. Your role is not easy. Achieving what is needed for a biomedical PhD requires great reservoirs of time and dedication that can really take a toll on those who love these students. But your encouragement and support has been and will continue to be a crucial component in the achievements of these men and women. I do hope our students never forget to thank you, often and sincerely. Without you, the road would be much more difficult and successes would be much less sweet. Thank you. For our students, remember that your position here and in science and at large entrains great responsibility. In this position, your work and your education is largely supported by outside sources. You have a duty to strive for excellence not only for yourself, but for the government, the individuals, and the foundations that trust you to make the most of their generosity. It is essential that you uphold the highest traditions of integrity. Science and medicine and the problem you are working on are bigger than all of us. We need to assure that they get our best efforts, total intellectual honesty, support of others in the field, and devotion to the truth. And no matter what field you choose to pursue, you're always part of a larger community. Yes, you're a member of the School of Medicine, but you're also a part of the larger university community. Get involved. Ask how you can serve your community, the school, the department, the city you live in. How can you step outside your lab and your research and become an active participant in the surrounding world? Such activities may anchor your lab work in reality. So I am honored to welcome you to the start of a wonderful adventure full of great joys and challenges. And remember, in taking and wearing this white lab coat today, you accept the covenant with the profession to approach your studies with energy, integrity, and to push back the ragged frontiers of knowledge for the ultimate benefit of humanity. Thank you very much, and good luck to you all.
Okay, the next session is the awarding of the coats. So if we can have the first row.
Hello, my name is Michael Weiss, and I chair the Department of Biochemistry. And with me from the department is Dr. Martin Snyder, who's our graduate program director. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to 3 students today. But first, a brief word about what is biochemistry. Biochemistry is the fundamental science that investigates the molecular basis of living processes, how the genetic code becomes embodied in molecular machines, how the linear code instructs proteins and RNA molecules to fold, to catalyze reaction mechanisms, to signal, to communicate between cells, and how these processes from a translational perspective can be exploited for tomorrow's diagnostics and cures. Our first student is Ms. Shan He from Northwest A&F University. We next welcome from the University of the Philippines, Bea Helene Tan. Welcome. And next, Leah Zagor from Michigan State University.
I'm still Martin Snyder, but wearing a different hat. I'm the director of the Biomedical Sciences Training Program. We're a multidisciplinary PhD program. We admit students, 13 in this year's class, and those students will then choose mentors and join one of our 11 different PhD programs. They'll end up working on the wiring of the nervous system. They'll end up working on autoimmune diseases. They'll end up working on how bacteria divide and decide where their middle is. Joining me is Dr. Robert Peterson, who's our academic advisor. So I'd like to welcome our students. First is Carlos Alvarez from San Diego State University. Next is Alexander Canfield from the University of Iowa. Congratulations. Next is Corey Emerson from Miami University, and that's of course the Miami University in Ohio. Next is Sarah Groff from Case Western Reserve University. Next is Micah Harlan from the College of Worcester. Next is Natalie Jarmusic from the University of Akron. Daniel McHugh from Lycoming University. Adriana Milton from Florida State University. Erica Ramos from the University of California, Irvine. Brittany Stawicki from Notre Dame College. Kaba Tanjagora from Montclair State University. And Zach Troyer from Miami University.
Hello, my name is Bob Kirsch. I'm the chair of biomedical engineering here at CASE, and I'm joined by Dr. Jeff Capadona, who's our associate chair for graduate programs. You may be wondering why engineers are here today. We're proud members of the School of Medicine. Biomedical engineers apply the principles of engineering to biological and medical problems. Our graduates go off to be prominent researchers and faculty in universities, leaders in industry, and physicians. We have quite a few people in the MSTP program. So it's a real honor to welcome our 22 newest members of our PhD program who have been chosen because of their excellent backgrounds and their recognized potential. Okay, so I need to do this first. Okay, first, Andrew Basic from The Ohio State University. Welcome. Peter Bilecki from The Ohio State University. Brecken Blackburn from Cornell University. Kelsey Bauer from Johns Hopkins University. Paul Sherieu from Case Western Reserve University. Welcome. Cale Crowder from the University of Akron. Hendrik DeWald, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Congratulations. Mohammed El Haddad from Ain Shams University. Selva Jagannathan from Pennsylvania State University. Richard Lynn, University of Connecticut. Yehi Liu, Case Western Reserve University. Welcome. Platon Lukyanenko, University of Maryland, College Park. Griffin Ryle, University of Montana. Brian Sanner, Georgia Institute of Technology. Andrew Schilb, University of Missouri, Columbia. Rahat Shivasharan, University of Maryland. Michael Sun, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Zhao Wei Chao, Tianjin University.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Haynes. I am the chair of the aptly but incompletely named Department of Epidemiology and Biostatistics. And with me is Dr. Mendel Singer, our vice chair for education. I say incompletely named because in addition to doing epidemiology and biostatistics, we also do bioinformatics, and we do community health, and we do population health, and we do genetic epidemiology. There are, despite the broad extent of those names, there are a couple of underlying themes, one of which is using quantitative methods, using lots of methodologies, numbers, equations, to help analyze, develop and analyze a lot of the data that gets generated. In addition to that, a lot of that is applied to large groups of individuals, populations, both at the community level, at the family level, and at the international level. So with that, I would like to introduce the newest members of our graduate program, Mike Phan from the University of Maryland. Thanks. Keikul Joshi from Case Western Reserve University. Stephanie Pipe from Kent State University. Lu Wang from Shandong University. And Mengxi Zhao from Beijing Institute of Technology.
Good afternoon. I'm Tony Winshaw-Boris, and I'm the chair of the Department of Genetics and Genome Sciences. And joining me here is Dr. Ann Matthews, one of our graduate program directors, and it's my pleasure to be here today. Well, we have two names. We're not quite as diverse as Jonathan's department, although we do quite a bit. But I'll just shorten my presentation to the two parts of it. So what is genetics? Well, genetics, of course, is the classical, in its classical sense, is the study of the inheritance through families of traits. And those could be traits in Mendel's peas, in Morgan's fruit flies, in C. elegans, worms, mouse, or in humans, which the Nobel laureate Sidney Brenner said is now our greatest genetic model organism. But besides following traits, we also have the advantage these days of the Human Genome Project, which allowed, among other organisms, the complete sequence of the human genome. So now we don't just look at single traits, we can look at the whole genome at one time. How is variation explained why we're the same, why we're different? What are the distinct differences that we have? What are the changes that cause specific diseases, particularly ones in the human, which we're all interested in to find those causes? And most importantly, maybe what we can use that information for to treat human diseases in the future. So it's an exciting time to be not just in biomedical sciences, but also to be in genetics and genome sciences. It's my pleasure to welcome two of our students to our program this year. First, Stephen Hung from the University of Maryland in College Park. And Andrea Waxmansky from Juniata College.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Smith, the department leader of the molecular medicine PhD program, and I'm assisted by Tom Hamilton, who's department chair. The goal of the molecular medicine PhD program is to integrate medical knowledge into PhD training in order to train the next generation of translational researchers. And the most unique part of our program is that each student, in addition to having a research mentor, also has a clinical co-mentor who designs an independent study clinical experience and serves on the thesis committee. And to help foster translational research collaborations and help the student gain insights into the relevance and impact of the research on human health and disease. Each year we bring new students into the fold of translational research, and they come in being a little bit uncertain about what the future holds for them. But we've created a successful program, I know, because I see that amazing transformation that happens over just 1 year, where they gain so much confidence and skills and ability and start to become masters in their area of research. So I'd like to introduce this year's entering molecular medicine students. Sarah Kavanfard from the Iran University of Medical Sciences. Sarah Dubé from the University of Dayton. Priyanka Gopo from Satyabama University. Chase Newman from Boise State University. Caroline Sugar from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And Samantha Whiteman from Northern Michigan University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Evan Daenerys, and I'm the interim chair of neuroscience. And I have here Gary Landreth, who is our graduate program director. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about what we do at the neuroscience department. It's a really exciting time to be studying the brain. Our research is focused on understanding the genetic mechanisms that control brain development, how brain synapses work, and how neural circuitry is functionally organized to enable learning and the censoring of processory information. Our faculty are also engaged in understanding the pathophysiology of Alzheimer's disease, diabetic neuropathy, and autism spectrum disorders. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our incoming students. The first is Brad Casale from Case Western Reserve University. The next is Paul Cheng from the University of California, Berkeley. And finally, Amanda Kitt from the University of Colorado at Boulder.
I'm Cliff Harding. I'm the chair of the Department of Pathology, and I'm accompanied here by Dr. Robert Peterson, our graduate program director. Pathology is the study of disease. That's a broad topic. Our graduate program is focused really on three areas, which are represented by constituent training programs within the PhD program. The first is the immunology training program. So that is concerned with the study of the immune system, how we defend ourselves against infection, how it may be harnessed for the therapy of cancer, how it goes awry in autoimmunity and allergy, and how some of those conditions can be fixed or used to improve health. The second area is the cancer biology training program. This program is focused on the fundamental mechanisms for the development of cancer. A very important set of basic science questions, but also very important translational issues. Cancer is obviously a great affliction for mankind. And finally, the molecular and cellular basis of disease training program, which covers a wide variety of areas, including neuropathology, such important issues as Alzheimer's disease, many other neurodegenerative disorders, cardiovascular disorders, metabolic disorders, and a number of other areas in that training program. I would like to make, I'd like to also acknowledge that the training program involves the participation of many other departments in our university and our affiliated institutions. Actually, a majority of our students are located in labs that are outside of the primary faculty of pathology, and those departments and faculty are important contributors. And I'd also like to mention that our students, and I think this is true of some of the other programs today, come in, the PhD students actually come in through the BSTP, and those have been recognized already. Some of those will go to pathology, I hope, and some to other departments. But we also have a set of students now that I'll recognize, and they are coming in through the MSTP, which Paul McDonald mentioned earlier. And so it's now my pleasure to introduce our incoming students to the pathology PhD program. And the first is Sarah Taylor, who did her undergraduate work at the University of Rochester. The next is Leo Kim, who did his undergraduate work at Princeton University. The next is Claire Mazaheri, who did her undergraduate work at Scripps College. And finally, Joseph Rathke, who did his undergraduate work at Seattle Pacific University. And next, Dr. Palczewski will introduce the Department of Pharmacology students.
Dean Davis, students, and guests, it's really my pleasure to introduce the Department of Pharmacology. I'm Chris Palczewski, chair of the department, and with me is a very special person, John Mill, who is vice chair of the department and also program director for our department. Pharmacology concerns interaction of drug with body, and it is a branch of medicine and biology. And particularly here at Case Western, this department make a major impact on pharmacology as a science, with 3 Nobel laureates going through our department. So this is really a very distinguished, and it's my pleasure to lead in the last 10 years of this department. This couldn't be happening without students who are really fantastic. And this year we have 4 students who would like to welcome to join the tradition of this department. The first student is Taylor Hughes from Franklin Marshall College. Melissa McGrath from Fredonia State University. And our 2 MD, PhD candidates, every year. and Brian Webb from Washington University, St. Louis. As you can see, pharmacology changed lives and changed in a very special ways, particularly those affected by cancer or blindness, or those infected by nasty bugs. So I still hope that the more students will join our department. And now, Dr. Boron.
Hello, my name is Walter Boren. I'm joined by Chris Ford from our Graduate Education Committee in the Department of Physiology and Biophysics. Physiology is the study of function, and indeed in Chinese and Japanese, the symbols that represent physiology quite literally mean the study of the logic of life. Biophysics is the application to biology of physical techniques such as electricity and magnetism, optics and X-rays and the like. And indeed, the Department of Physiology and Biophysics is involved in understanding how molecules work, how they interact to form living cells, how living cells form tissues, how the tissues interact to form organs, and indeed all the way up to the entire organism. And I'm very happy to be welcoming 3 new students to the Department of Physiology and Biophysics. And the first is Yuan Tsai from the Capital Medical University in Beijing. And the next is Nitish Rana from the University of Toronto. And finally, Christopher Sander from the University of Notre Dame.
Hi, I'm Dave Ledowski. I'm actually the graduate program director for the Systems Biology and Bioinformatics, but Mark Chancellor is our director, is not able to be here today, so I'm doing his job. Masaru's going to do my job. Anyhow, systems biology is simply taking a bunch of different data sources, bringing them together to come up with and using mathematical and computational models to derive a model that describes the organism or the system that you're looking at. So we do all from finding how drugs work, new drug targets, to using biomarkers to discover clinical outcomes, to diagnosing cancer, to looking at cell signaling networks. So all of these things can be derived using varied data techniques. So, okay, so we have one student. He's the last one, so you guys will get up and just Michael Cartwright from the University of Central Florida.
You all look so sparkling white. It is my great pleasure to introduce our final speaker for today. And we began this tradition last year. And I just heard recently from the chair of the Faculty Senate that if you do something 2 years in a row, you can consider it a tradition. So the tradition here is that the final speaker of Seeds of Discovery is one of you. It's one of your own. Each year we select a student that went through last year's Seeds of Discovery to close the ceremony. Megan Forrest received her undergraduate degree in biochemistry and medical technology, graduating summa cum laude with a 4.0 from Northern Michigan University. Following additional training at the Mayo, she joined the BSTP here at CWRU last year. She's currently in Dr. Ahmad Khalil's lab in the Department of Genetics and Genome Science, studying epigenetic mechanisms that regulate gene expression during mammalian meiosis. In addition to being a bright, young scientist and enthusiastic student, she has one of the most positive, caring spirits that I've seen in quite a while. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Forrest, second-year PhD student in genetics and genome science.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to be here today to witness the official beginning of your graduate school careers. Clearly, all of you have participated in a multitude of awards ceremonies, graduation exercises, and the like, events where you celebrate all of your accomplishments and achievements, a job well done. Certainly, you are to be commended for all that you have done so far. But I think you'll agree that this ceremony is decidedly different than any other celebration you have participated in. When I was lining up with the rest of my peers for the white coat ceremony procession last year, it all struck me as a little premature. I remember receiving a heartfelt congratulations from so many people, and all I could think was, but I'm just getting started. I haven't really done anything yet. What I've come to realize is that the white coat ceremony isn't really a celebration about what you've done, it's about what you will do. In the coming months, you will learn new techniques that you have never performed before. 2 years from now, you may be developing your own techniques to answer questions in a new way. Approximately 5 years from now, you will defend your very own research on a process or phenomenon that has never been described before. 10 or 20 years from now, you will be doing things that no one has ever even imagined. Many of you sitting here will be highly decorated research scientists, members of the National Academy of Sciences, CEOs of your own startup companies, and if you're really lucky, some of you may even be future Nobel laureates. This room is full of endless possibilities, and that is definitely something worth celebrating. Now, obviously, you won't transform into a wildly successful scientist overnight. Your first year of graduate school is extremely important in your development as a scientist, as it will allow you to build a stable foundation for your tenure here at Case and for your prosperous future careers. You will learn fundamental skills such as how to manage your time, how to perform research with integrity, and the fine art of critically reading scientific papers. Perhaps the most important thing you will learn this year, however, is how to make mistakes and how to deal with them effectively. As Samuel Smiles once wrote, "We learn wisdom from failure much more than from success. We often discover what will work by finding out what will not work, and probably he who never made a mistake never made a discovery." If you aren't used to failure already, you will soon become familiar with it. You will make silly mistakes, and experiments will fail for seemingly no reason. But remember that for every silly mistake and every failed attempt, you learn a little bit more about how everything works. You'll learn to understand why things go wrong and really appreciate when everything goes perfectly right, and you'll be a better scientist for it. The good news is that you won't have to go through this alone. You will find that some of your best friends are in this room, and I encourage you to establish good relationships with your colleagues and surround yourself with positive people who will support you, act as a sounding board for your ideas, or even just lend an ear when you need to vent. Moreover, these white coats also symbolize the commitment of the Case community to you and to your education. You need not look any further than the Graduate Education Office for all sorts of resources for career development and opportunities to get involved. They will also serve as your own personal cheerleading section. And remember that when they send you 3 reminder emails to complete your individual development plan, they do so out of love. So, like me, I think you'll find that this coding ceremony takes on much more significance later on in your careers. I hope that all of you will take the opportunity to look back on this day through the lens of all the joys and challenges you'll experience in the coming years. As the ancient saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I think Joseph Worth Flynn said it best when he wrote, "We will never make a journey of 1,000 miles by fretting about how long it will take or how hard it will be. We make the journey by taking each day step by step and then repeating it again and again until we reach our destination." Congratulations on taking this first step towards your goals, and best wishes to all of you as you begin this exciting endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Megan. Those were really inspiring words. Before we begin our procession out, I just wanted to say a final word of congratulations to all of our students. And I really wanted to take just a moment to acknowledge several people that were instrumental in putting this day together. First, the dedicated staff of our Graduate Education Office, especially Debbie Nordine for putting together the parent luncheon and parent and family luncheon. And a huge shout out to my Milana Bay back there. For her hours of effort, stress, and putting up with my, we'll call them eccentricities maybe, I don't know. Thank you, Milana. To the students of the Biomedical Graduate Student Organization and others for helping with the guest luncheons today, as well as Stacy Chung, Heather Voss-Hoynez, Christina, Sarah, Leslie Cuellar for working with us and putting today's ceremony together. Of course, to Dean Pamela Davis and the School of Medicine for financial support of this ceremony and for embracing the concept behind Seeds of Discovery. And I want to thank and recognize our past graduates, parents, benefactors from the community who have financially invested in our programs to help support this ceremony as well as some of the other graduate education initiatives. And finally, I just want to take, if I could take a few minutes, if you all would kindly fill out the brief survey and guest information. You know, we always want to try to make this a better event, and we want to make it better for you, better for the students. And so if you would kindly fill those out and drop them in the blue boxes that are here, that we would really appreciate it. So thank you again. And students, if the guests would remain seated and if the students would rise, and we will process out. And remember, we're going down and out to the library lawn for a photo. Guests and everyone else, you can mingle back into the reception area and help yourself. Don't wait for us. We'll be there in about 10 minutes.